What must be included in an employment contract? How are vacation and sick leave regulated? And how can employment be ended? My name is Derek Gonzalez, and in this Start Wien video, I will give you an overview on the topic of working in Vienna. There are two types of employment: self-employment and regular employment. Self-employment means that you have your own company. For some activities, you need a trade license, a Gewerbeschein. You are not considered self-employed if you work for a company. In this case, you have an employment contract. Attention, even part-time marginal employment or short-term work must be registered. This is because any form of illegal work is punishable by law. EU or EEA citizens do not need a permit for the Austrian labor market. However, the situation for third country nationals is different. If you come from a third country, you need either a residence title with access to the labor market or a work permit. Only then are you allowed to live and work legally in Austria. This also applies to seasonal work, harvest assistance, or studies. More about this in our videos on the right of residence. An employment contract can be created verbally, in writing, or by a conclusive act, for example, by taking up an activity. There are fixed-term and permanent employment contracts. If you are permanently employed in a genuine employment relationship, then your company must issue you with a service slip, Dienstzettel. It summarizes the employment contract and lists your rights and obligations. The most important points include the beginning of the employment relationship, the work activity, the place of work, the weekly working hours, the salary, the notice periods. Attention! The company must register you with the health insurance fund and give you a confirmation before you start working. Part-time marginally employed workers, so-called geringfügig Beschäftigte, are only insured against accidents. If you work part-time or full-time, you are also insured against illness and unemployment, as well as for pension. More about this in the video Employment Contracts, Dienstzettel, and Payment. In Austria, 8-hour workdays are common. A distinction is made between full-time, part-time, and geringfügige Beschäftigung. Full-time is when you work 40 hours per week. This standard working time can be shortened by collective agreements. Part-time is when you work less than the legal regular working hours, for example, only 20 hours per week. Part-time marginally employed workers do not earn more than a certain amount per month. More about this in our video, Access to the Labor Market and Employment Relationships. The sum of all earnings is called Entgelt. This monthly salary must be specified in the employment contract. For manual workers, this is called Lohn, and for employees, it is called Gehalt. Overtime, bonuses, and vacation and Christmas bonuses can also be added. If statutory taxes such as income tax and Social Security are subtracted from the gross compensation, the net salary remains. As an employee, you are entitled to 5 weeks of paid vacation each year. You can take this leave on a daily or weekly basis. If you are ill, you must inform your employer immediately and present a confirmation of illness from your doctor. During medical leave, your employer will continue to pay your salary. How long depends on the time you have been employed. You are also entitled to 1 week of nursing leave per year to care for close family members such as children or partners in the same household. More information on this in the video Vacation, Sick Leave, and Time Off. An unlimited employment relationship can end in several ways: by termination of the employee or the employer, through a mutually agreed termination, by dismissal by employer, or early resignation of employee. When and how the employment relationship ends determines your claims. For more details, see the video Termination of Employment. If you are unsuccessful in finding a new job, the Public Employment Service, Arbeitsmarktservice (AMS), will help you find a job. If you are awarded unemployment benefits by the IMS, you are covered by health, accident, and pension insurance. Further information and advice is available as an employee at the Arbeiterkammer, Chamber of Labor. If you are a trade union member, contact your local trade union. And if you are self-employed, at the Wirtschaftskammer Wien, Vienna Chamber of Commerce.